What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we're doing team building for PVE content. Subscribe to the channel to view more videos. Bam! We're trying something different. I got this green cloth to cover the chair, so let me know down below in the comments if you like this look with the chair green screened out, or if you like it better with the chair kind of showing. Trying something new, wanted to see if it would be better, cooler, I don't know. All right, so let's jump into this. This is for PVE character building or team building. I'm gonna try and do one for boss building and PvP as well, but this is for PVE when you're going against multiple enemies, or multiple enemies and multiple waves of enemies is another thing you could say. First thing is you want to pick a character and build a team around them. I think a lot of people kind of come in here and they just pick whatever they think is good, or they'll go to like their lineup and they'll just do quick deploy, which you know, it's okay. A quick deploy is just going to put your strongest, highest BP characters in the lineup, whether they have synergy or not. But you really want to just pick a character and build a team around it. And one thing that's really easy to do is core characters. So any character that has this core ability is one that you can really build a team around fairly easy, because these are pretty much how you generate extra energy, and without extra energy you pretty much are just having your heroes out there doing basic attacks, and most heroes in this game have pretty bad basic attacks. They don't really do anything, so you really want to utilize their ultimate abilities as much as possible, and by doing that you want to generate as much energy as possible. So for instance, the team that I'm kind of going with right now is a bit of a misfit team, not necessarily for PvE. This was more for like the boss battles in the autumn picnic event that's going on. But one thing that you really want to focus for PvE content is you want to have at least, I would say, 2 heroes in your lineup that have an ultimate ability that will attack all enemies. So someone like Atomic Samurai, you'll see his ultimate ability attacks all enemies, because you really want to have AoE damage, because you're going up against multiple enemies, 5 enemies, 6 enemies, whatever it may be. So this is really important to have at least 2. I say at least 2 and not really more than 2, because depending on the cores you choose, how much energy you really generate, you're not going to be able to get off more than 2 ultimates per turn. Depending, you will have later rounds where you will have enough energy to the point where you could probably pop off like 3 or 4. But if you do have someone like a Mize, which restores 6 energy when you defeat an enemy, you're gonna have that big burst of 6 energy right away, so you can use a bunch of ultimates. But I definitely think having 2 AoE damage dealers is the best, and then the other 4 you would want to have them kind of like supporting in a sense, but really you want to utilize what their strengths are. So I'm going to go over an example for me of what I have. So for this build that I am focusing on Dr. Genius's core ability. I just pulled him a couple days ago. I was super excited because he's a really strong SR. Grants 1 energy per turn, and then grants 1 extra point when an ally recovers HP, and you can only do that once per turn. So we are maximizing it so that we can get 2 energy per turn. Now what I did to make sure that this always goes off is I went ahead and I put some gear on him. I put the casual gear set. So after he takes an action, he restores 10% of his HP. Now this is really good because it doesn't put pressure on me to use his ultimate ability. Because his only healing skill right now is his ultimate. Heals an ally target for a bunch of attack as HP, and then he has his basic attack, and then his passive and then he has his passive ability. But his main ultimate just heals. So I want to make sure that I'm always generating that 1 extra energy. So a very easy way to do that is to just put that gear set on. Pretty much you could do it on any character, but mostly I put it on him because he's always going to be doing like his basic attack, and then if I need to, I'll go ahead and I'll use his ultimate ability and I'll save 2 energy if need be. But for the most part, it's always going to happen like that. And then his passive ability increases the attack of an ally who restored HP by 20%, because every time he takes a turn, he's going to be healing for 10%. So this is a really cool combo that you can kind of do for any hero. As long as you have him in your lineup and you're using his core ability, this is a really good way to not only generate that 1 extra energy per turn, but you're also going to buff that said hero's attack by 20%. Another hero that's really strong that a lot of people like to build around is Beast King. His ultimate ability attacks each enemy in a row, puts the injure effect on them and the nearby allies, and then the passive is whenever an ally attacks an injured enemy, he goes ahead and launches a follow-up. So a really good hero that you can pair up with Beast King would be the mad scientist guy, however you say his name. His ultimate ability attacks all enemies. There's a 100% chance to inflict injure on the main target and its nearby allies. So absolutely amazing. And then his passive ability, even better, inflicts weakened on enemies with injury. So you're going to hit a bunch of enemies. At least 3 enemies are going to not only be injured, but also weakened as well. You would have him go first, which is very, very important. And then Beast King would just go ahead and he would follow up, and you're just getting tremendous amounts of synergy. You're getting the AoE damage, you're putting the injure status effect on a bunch of people, you're also weakening them, and then Beast King is following up. So this is another one of my favorite combos, and it's just 2 characters. Like, this is very, very simple to pull off. Pretty much anyone can. You just need to make sure that he goes first, so that way you can put the injury effect on everyone. Will trigger Beast King's passive abilities. So what I did was I went ahead and I have the gangster set on him. Basic attacks deal bonus damage equal to 35% attack. This is mostly because when he does his follow-up attack, it is considered a basic attack. So that's adding 35% extra damage to his follow-ups over and over and over again. And then the thing that you want to look out for is the speed stat. That is very, very important. Turn order is insane. One way to kind of figure out what your character's turn order is going to be before you even jump into a match is go to your lineup, and it will show you their turn order right above or next to their head. So for Atomic Samurai, it says speed 1, and then for Beast King, it says speed 2. Another thing to look out for is heroes who have passive abilities that help out the entire team. So you'll notice that I have a weird one in here. We got Sky King, which he doesn't really do too much. We never use his ultimate ability. I use the energy I have for Beast King's ultimate, Amai's ultimate, possibly Dr. Genus if I need to heal, and also Atomic Samurai. Sky King is strictly in the lineup because of his passive ability. So this is another thing that you can also look out for is characters that have passive abilities that will benefit your entire team. So increases 20% bonus damage of all allies when battle begins, lasting 2 turns. So that is all he's there for. He's literally just there to give us extra 20% bonus damage the first 2 turns. We pump out a bunch of damage, and that's pretty much it. And then when it comes around for his turn, I go ahead, I just use his basic attack. And because I'm always using his basic attack, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna give him the gangster set, buff his basic attack by 35%. But the other thing that he does bring to the table is the fact that his ultimate does have the 50% chance to stun. So he's not completely useless. He gives you some variety, versatility to your team. So if you do need that stun, I would just save up 2 energy and then use his ultimate if I really needed to get that stun off. But that's something that you can also do as well. A lot of your characters aren't all going to synergize. Like, you're not going to have 6 characters that all have a burn status effect or injure status effect, because a lot of people have very limited lineups. A lot of us, you know, we just started playing the game. We don't have a lot of characters unlocked, so you can't focus on trying to have everyone, you know, have a burn thing. But another thing that I do want to go over real quick is like a burn build that you can kind of focus on. So I unlocked Subterranean King in my 80 pulls, and he is essential to a burn strategy. So like a very simple, quick, easy build you could do for like PVE content. You would build a team around him. And then for your core ability, it would be pretty obvious. You would go ahead and you would use Genos, and then you'll notice his passive ability. If an enemy is burning, you enter Berserk state. So something like that is a really, really easy combo to get off. You have Subterranean King use his ultimate ability, put burn on some people, and then you have Genos in the lineup. Passive ability triggers, he enters a Berserk state. You're getting extra energy, so really, really good synergy there. So those two together, absolutely amazing. And then you would follow it up with someone like Lightning Max, who is also really good. Attacking burning enemies deals bonus damage. So that's extra damage you got there. The ultimate ability does single target damage with a 100% chance to inflict a burning target with stun. So you're getting a guaranteed stun on that. So those three heroes are probably, I would say, the best for a burn build. You'd go Subterranean King, Lightning Max, and then Genos. You don't want to put too many heroes that are mainly focused on their ultimates, because you're just not going to have enough energy. Right? You're just not going to have 8 energy at once. You're not going to have all of your characters pump out their ultimate abilities. So you really want to just look out for, all right, what 2 or 3 heroes am I going to consistently use their ultimates on? And then the other heroes, you want to look for supporting roles. Do they have a really good basic attack? Speed of Sonic has an absolutely insane basic attack, because it not only deals damage, but it also puts the shatter effect on an enemy. So the ultimate might be bad, but you can see like little things like this can help build out your team for your 4th and your 5th and your 6th slot, when you kind of just don't know who else to kind of throw in there. So really look out for that. And then you have stuff like Sky King, who has a passive that just is going to help everyone just deal more damage. So very, very important to look out for those things when you are team building. For team building, we'll talk even more about this once we do like our PvP team building and like a boss team building. But that is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday. Peace.